Good afternoon, people. This is Mr. Walker here, coming at you from the internet about the internet and its classes that we are currently taking. We are doing 2.7. This is our very last code practice for the unit. Now, this one's kind of a doozy at first glance, and I don't want you to freak out because if you do, it's not going to be that easy, but it can be. So let's take a look at this. In this exercise, we will analyze mapping sorry, we will analyze data mapping by looking at the path of a wild seal. Now, sorry about that, y'all. Alright, so in geography, longitude represents the x-axis, or movement horizontally, and latitude represents the y-axis, or movement vertically. In other words, how far you are from the equator. Now, latitude increases as you go north, and longitude gets larger as you go west for this area around the globe. This may seem insignificant and a little flavor text like for you, but you need to make sure that you read this. So this is going to let you know we are going to be using latitude and longitude, and it's going to tell you which numbers that you use are larger. So as you are going north, those are the larger numbers for latitude. For this one, as you're going west, you are getting larger for these numbers for longitude. Okay? So keep that in mind as we go through and take a look at this. All right. So they give you a little bit of information here. We are looking at the data for a wild seal as he's going through and migrating around the coast here. So let's look at the data that they give us here. So the data that they give us for this is written right here in this. So they give us a bunch of latitude values and a bunch of longitude values. From these two sets of data, you need to be able to use them to calculate the following things. What is the farthest north number? What is the farthest west number? What is the farthest east? And the farthest south. So, what they do here, they already, save you a little bit of a break. They put the latitude and longitude values in here. And based off of this right here, this is where your output is. You have three things that are going to yield you an output. One, not three, four. One, two, three, four. Farthest north, farthest south, farthest east, farthest west. So let's look at the first one, for example. We are looking for the farthest north value here, okay? So let's look at what that value is. So let's try out how they want it. They want print farthest north. What's going to happen next after this, you may ask? So here's what they tell us in the final line of this. Add 4 print statements to the lines of code above to output the following, where the number signs are placed. Those are going to be the values from the list. Now, because of some of the stuff they give us here, we are going to be getting one of these values, and we need to put it with this previous statement. You know that whenever we put out a print command with any, physical, word there, we have to actually use a string command. So we have to type out plus str. And now inside of the str, we are looking at one of these particular things. So this first one, we're talking about north. So which one of these two values do we look at for north? They actually give us a little information about that earlier. So latitude increases as you go north. So that means that the values that we're looking at for latitude are the ones that we're looking for north as well as south. So let's do north here. So we're going to type out str and we're going to look at the farthest north. Now to find out whatever the farthest north is, we're going to have to use one of the commands from our notes. Now these are also commands that you should have gotten from the previous one as well. So let's look at this. There are two things that came out from the previous lesson. One of them is max, one is min. The max command lets you find out the largest in a set of values that they give you. Okay? The min lets you find the smallest. So whenever we're trying to find the max for a number, we can either go through and type out print and then max, and then inside of the max's parentheses, we type out either all the numbers there, or we just type out a variable that represents all those numbers. So in this case, we are looking for the max, because that's going to represent the furthest north of the latitude values. So instead of me typing all of those values for latitude, I could just type out lat. So what's going to happen here is this is going to give me the farthest north number, the largest number here, the very biggest for the latitude values. So let's look at this. If we run the code now, it gives me the farthest north value is 41.265. Now, just as a general thing, we know that we don't want these to get squished up, so I'm going to add a little space here just so that it's there, okay? Because you see that they gave you a space here, and before, I didn't notice that. But now I do. So, 41.265, that is the largest number that we see up here for this, 41.265. You're going to need to continue these for the following ones here. Farthest west, then south, then east. You're either going to be using str with the max command or the min command. That is going to be for you to figure out. And remember to always save your code and check your code as you're going through it, y'all. Okay, that's our last code practice. It's been good chilling with you, good dealing with you, good seeing you, and I don't want to be ya. I'll see you later.